welcome back to another episode of Should I Bother?
Should I bother?
You bloody fucking should.
You should probably bother.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it depends.
Also, if you don't feel like it, then don't.
Yeah.
Don't bother. Don't do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink every time we say bother.
Yeah. What is our topic this week?
Our topic this week is flotation tanks, sensory deprivation tanks.
Isolation
Isolation.
Self-deprecation tanks.
Not self-deprecation tanks. What is deprecation? Deprecation
No,
is just
self-deprecation is
depreciation.
like taking the piss out of yourself, isn't it?
Self-deprecation, okay.
That's like self-deprecation joke. No, self-deprecating
Self-deprecating
joke.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we've mentioned it too many times.
We're doing this podcast from inside what could have potentially been a prison in the past.
Yeah, we're in a hotel here in Phuket and it looks like a prison. And when we walked in the first day, we were like, what the fuck? And then I asked at the front desk, I was like, did this used to be a prison? And they were like, what?
What happened before that? You came in and you said, hi, I'm Stephanie.
Oh,
And
yeah.
The guy in the corner was like, hey, Steph.
Yeah, not even the guy who was checking us in.
No.
Just another guy that was working there that was standing a few feet away. Just goes,
In the shadows.
hey, Steph. And I was like, oh,
Hey, Steph. How
hello.
are you? Hi.
Yeah, and then they were raging. Well, they weren't raging, but they just weren't.
Well, they acted like they've never heard that question before. No,
Yeah,
we'll
they
put
were
the
like,
picture up
"What?"
on Instagram so you'll be able
Yeah.
to see what this actually looks like. Let
Yeah.
us know if you think it looks like a prison or not. I've
Yeah,
personally been to
come
Port Prison on a school trip.
Oh.
Not 'cause I'm badass. But like it reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because the rooms are really nice.
Yeah, the rooms are nice.
And then when you walk out of the room, every time
It's
the two
always
of
a
us
shock.
walk out, we're like,
Yeah, Jesus, like.
who is that?
Oh, that's Sideshow Bob. Stepping on a rake.
Yeah,
Nice.
well done.
To kick things off, just to get us in the mood to be floating around. Well, actually, I'm going to be the only one doing this today.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
Why
No.
is that again?
Oh, I don't know where to begin.
Well, just start.
I was in a low level of panic the entire time I was researching this.
What?
Yeah, it actually put me in a bad mood.
I was giddy.
I got so
researching this.
panicked. Oh, I wish my brain worked like yours.
No,
I
like
got so stressed. And I was like, oh, class. You're in like a fucking soundproofed, completely dark coffin.
Yeah, it is
No.
like a bit of a cough. Well,
See, I'm just
when
too
I thought of it-
claustrophobic. That's what it is.
I thought of it a couple of weeks ago. Whenever people gave us suggestions on our Instagram page, at Should I Bother Pod. At the time, I thought, I don't know if I'd really want to do that. We were talking about it being on The Simpsons. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe it'll be cool, but because The Simpsons is so cool. So when I started researching it, I thought, this is actually going to be class.
Really?
So, like, a bit of context for people listening. I've booked a session in a place that's like a 5-minute walk down the road.
yeah.
It's
Literally in an hour from now.
in an hour from now. Well, in 54 minutes,
In 54
I'm going to be
minutes
lying
from
in a
now.
tank, naked apparently,
Oh.
floating around in salty water.
You can't wear your trunks.
I think you can wear your trunks, but apparently it's not recommended. So we'll talk about our research. I've done a
Okay.
bit of research on it. Don't know what you've been researching.
I don't know. I have a few little
You
bullet points.
every week your research is not that extensive.
You're better at research than me, so like,
Mm.
there's no point in both of us doing it.
I was trying to think of a game this week, and like, where the fuck do you go with flotation tanks?
Yeah.
I don't know. But apparently there's a game that's been played since the 16th century called Sink or Float.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty much I ask you objects and you say if they sink or float.
Oh my god! I was going to do that.
Were you?
Yeah, I was going to do that.
Do you know why? Because there's
Why?
probably there's no real options of things to do with
No.
flotation tanks.
Okay, I have a game as well, but let's go with yours first.
Hang on a minute. What do you mean mine first?
Why? We've both got a game. So
Okay.
what
Well,
do you think
Because
I mean?
you said I was going to do that as well. So I'm like, am I going to play sink or float? And you'll be like, here's my game. Sink or float.
No, it's different.
Okay,
It's
right.
different. It's different.
Okay. So it's a 10-question
Okay.
quiz.
Okay.
It's literally just objects and
Do
you say
they
sink or
sink or
float.
float?
Yeah, it's really simple.
Yeah, I like that.
If you get less than 6 out of 10, then whenever you say thank you to someone in the shop this week, every time you say thank you to someone in the shop, you have to sing it to them. So you have to be like, so over where we are now, how you say thank you is
Capcom
Capcom Ka. So you need to be like, Capcom Ka. Okay.
No.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Can I
No.
just do it really low, like?
Yeah, you can. That'd actually be grand
really
as well.
quietly
Yeah.
by my mask.
Yeah. Right. So first one, lime.
Lime.
Sink or float.
A lime.
A lime.
Sink.
Sink. Okay.
It's very dense.
Okay. Lemon. Sink or float.
Sink. Same.
I wish he just gave us the answers straight away. Ice cube. Sink or float.
Oh, float.
Okay. Light bulb.
Float. Empty space.
Oh,
It's
look
very
at this
buoyant.
scientist over here.
Yeah.
This is stupid. Earth.
What?
I don't know.
I think Earth would sink in water.
I really don't know. Cork. Like a cork. from a bottle.
Float.
Okay. Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Oh, this is junior search science.
I think alcohol would sink, wouldn't it? Because it's heavier than water.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what pumice is. Pumice. Pumice? Pumice? Pumice?
Pumice.
Pumice.
Ew. Pumice is a horrible word. Pumice, I'd say, would float.
Oh, you know your pumice. Egg fresh. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, like not cooked.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say float. Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. That's a good one. Saturn planet.
Saturn would sink. I know Saturn. That sounded like a duck.
Did it?
A little laugh.
I didn't mean to do that. Finish quiz. Oh, right. Let's see. The ones you got wrong.
Okay.
Right. Because you got most right. Actually, I don't think you have to sing. You think you're just one away from not singing thank you to people?
Fuck. Maybe I'll do it just for a laugh.
Yeah.
Just to keep things interesting.
Just because life's usually boring when you're around.
Yeah.
Lemon would sink. No, would float. Would actually float.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the only one I got wrong.
No, that's not the only one you
Oh.
got wrong. Alcohol would float because its water is denser than alcohol.
Oh, what?
And Saturn, that would obviously sink. No, float. You said sink. It
Duh.
would float in water. You fucking
Duh.
idiot.
That
was
so dumb.
that was kind of
Do
shit.
you want me to
Wasn't it?
ask you them questions?
No, well, not the same ones. No, go on. Let's hear what your fucking special game is.
Yeah, obviously not many games go with flotation tanks. So I just
No.
said, okay, what floats your boat?
Oh, that's good.
And it's just basically would you rather.
Okay,
But
right.
it's just
Okay.
called what floats your boat. So which would float your boat? Have 5 half-sized clones of yourself or 1 full-size clone of yourself? Imagine 5 little small
But I don't know
half-sized clones of yourself.
why I'd want 5 half first, unless they're like, gonna do things for me. But I assume if they have the same free will as me, they'll be like, fuck you. Like, so.
I don't think they will though. They're clones. I think they'd be your little minions. Like.
No, they'd just be the exact same as me. I'd probably just take one big one of me.
Yeah, but then, like, what if the clone said to me, "Oh, hey, I'm the original Gary. He's the clone," and then I was like, "Oh, I believe you."
Yeah, because maybe that would actually really play into my favor. Because like, oh, you hang out with her today. I'm just gonna play FIFA.
I think, like, I couldn't mix you up with a half-sized version of you, so I think for my benefit. Well, no, look, this is.
Hang on a minute, for your benefit.
Which floats your boat?
I think
I'm sticking to that.
the full clone floats my boat. And how lucky would
Okay.
you be to have 2 of me?
2 of you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, nightmare. Okay, would you rather?
Would
no,
you rather?
shit!
You fucking ruined
Shit!
it.
Which floats your boat? Okay,
Right.
always have really bad gas, like farts,
All right.
or always have a really dry mouth.
Okay.
Permanent cotton mouth or constant farts.
So, the other day.
You had both.
No, the other day, I was thinking of, well, maybe we could do an episode on side hustles. And when I was
Right.
doing research on that, one of what seems to be a fairly simple side hustle was selling farts in a jar.
Oh my!
And I thought to myself, you're actually
Dude.
sitting on a gold mine some days, like. Well,
What a waste of farts.
what a waste! Like every
believe we haven't
time,
been
that's just
selling them.
profit straight out of your arse.
Yes.
So yeah, I'd probably like dry mouth is it's horrible, but at least no one else around you is disturbed by it. So I'd probably go with that.
Yeah, constant farts. Just
Constant farts, like you couldn't be doing that unless you're jarring them and sell them for a hefty profit.
Yeah, and you'd be the person known as the person who has constant farts, so you'd be famous.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they have a better title than that. Like that's very long and literal. Like,
yeah, true. Right, which floats your boat?
okay.
Speaking in rhyme for the rest of your life, or speaking in riddles for the rest of your life?
I think, speaking in rhyme, isn't there an
That'd be
avenue
fine.
towards being nice? That's really good. Wouldn't that be an avenue towards like kind of being a rapper in a way?
Very true.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're
Capitalise on
always
that.
thinking about making money, selling
just wanna
farts.
Monetize it.
Yeah.
Riddles though, it'd be a lot funnier. So
It'd be funnier, but like it'd absolutely drive you and everyone around you mad.
yeah,
Can't think
I'd
of
probably
one
I'd probably go with the
riddle.
rhyming then.
Okay, that was the wrong answer. Anyways.
That floats my boat.
Okay, there's only 2 left. So which would float your boat? Doesn't roll off the song at all.
No.
To always wear really heavy boots or never be able to wear shoes.
It's good that you've personally handpicked these ones out, have you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're stupid, like.
I mean, probably.
Like,
Probably
we're
like the
talking
heavy-
really heavy boots.
Well, how
like.
heavy are we talking here?
Like, probably about 2 or 3 kg per foot.
I'd probably go. I mean, like obviously you can take the boots off. Like you don't need to wear the boots to bed.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's just assume they're like you can only wear heavy boots when you need to wear.
Yeah, let's say like it's for going outside purposes.
Okay. Well, then I'd obviously choose the boots because
Okay.
you get really strong legs after a while.
That's true. Your legs would be massive.
Yeah, and also you can take the boots off, so you can choose the other option, which is go on your bare feet. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it feels like choosing the heavy boots. I actually have the other option as well.
Yeah, true.
Okay, thanks for completely ripping off a different game.
Yeah,
and giving it a
you
different name.
win. You win. Well done.
Thank you.
You get a floating boat.
Yeah, you need to sing in the shop.
Okay, nice.
So should we start with your research or mine?
Oh, yours. I've just been talking for ages.
Yeah,
Right.
thank God we're done with that. So I was just looking at general, no Reddit this week, no Quora, nothing like that. Just because there's loads and loads of articles that are like my experience in a flotation tank.
Yeah.
Loads.
Yeah, there is a lot.
And I've got a couple that might be good for you to hear. Maybe we'll actually start with one. The name of it is called First Float Tank Experience from 2 Anxious People.
Oh, love this.
This is from a website called A Magical Mess.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right.
I'm an anxious people.
Yeah, you're an anxious people. So Jen, the author, said if you watch float tank YouTube videos, did you watch any?
No.
Okay. And read some of the comments, you'll see many people assume that they'll have a panic attack or get claustrophobic.
Those are the 2
Yeah.
reasons I'm not doing it today.
This is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She said, I was right there with them.
Oh.
However,
Same, Jen.
same Jen, high five. I'm here to tell you, if you're an anxious person, you need float therapy more than anyone else.
Oh, what?
Big shout, Jen. So she was just, I mean, I kind of read through the article. She said a lot of the same stuff that other people say, but she was just saying time goes by so quickly. It feels like it's only 10 minutes, even though it can be 60 to 75 minutes.
Yeah.
You're completely weightless. Your thoughts slowly calm down. She said specifically, I stopped replaying my to-do list on a loop
Oh my
and
God.
rethinking awkward conversations from 5 years ago, which I thought,
I do that all the time. She stopped doing that. Is it a fucking magical tank?
Yeah, it's called Magical Tank. Well, no, a Magical Mess is the name of her website. Just give her a little
Oh.
plug there. Her brain focused less on outside worries and more on the present. So I think the big thing that she was trying to get across there is that the benefit of a sensory deprivation tank is that we live in a sensory overload world.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, mic drop.
And I often feel sensory overload.
Yeah.
Just right now, talking to you.
Yeah,
You're
fucking just.
overloading my senses.
Yeah, I'm furious usually when I'm chatting to you.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus, that's emotion overload. I think. Then I got onto actually the first article that I was on was something from Men's Health,
Right.
and you probably won't like this, but what is floating? inside the fitness trend, this was back in 2018, that Steph Curry, do you know who Steph Curry is?
The basketballer.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
good. You
know
only know
him.
like the same
He's
name.
in pop culture.
And Joe Rogan swear by.
Oh, fuck off, Joe
You-
Rogan.
I knew you'd hate
just
that.
want to fuck off.
Yeah.
now.
So what Men's Health, like pretty big
Yeah.
publication.
Yeah.
They were saying used to be a practice reserved for the new age hippie crowd. John Lennon actually used it to kick his heroin habit in 1979.
What?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going that long. I
No,
thought
me
it was like
neither.
a
I
pretty
thought.
new thing.
Yeah. I knew it must have been from like the 90s or something because The Simpsons.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
need to mention that. The episode must it's an old episode.
It is,
Must
yeah,
be
yeah.
from back then. But like I thought back then it was like brand new.
Yeah,
can't
I
believe
thought it
it's
was just
gone
like
that long.
I thought that was a really new thing then. So it's been going a while.
I did see that as well, like that people use it for addiction.
Really?
For battling addictions, yeah.
I didn't come across the addiction too much now, but there's like fucking health benefits galore.
I know.
So obviously Men's Health was all about that, and
Yeah.
a big thing of Men's Health as well is like, you know, workouts and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they were really going down the route of like how it's so good for sports recovery.
Right.
And that would make sense given where we are at the minute, because we're on this like
Yeah.
fucking big fitness street.
It's called the Fitness Street.
It's called the Fitness Street
in Phuket.
yeah.
It's just all gyms dotted the whole way along
Yeah.
the street. Like people come here. It feels like fat camp, but I know I'm kind of I say that and like that sounds really negative, but like
Yeah.
you just kind of come here. You live on this street.
Mm.
Yeah, people train twice a day. There's all these little restaurants.
Yeah.
You're allowed to leave the street, obviously,
Yeah.
but you kind of don't.
No,
get
you
sucked
don't.
in.
And they're regular sized restaurants, just in case
Yeah.
anyone thinks like it's just a really mini place.
Oh yeah, little restaurants. But anyway, it makes perfect sense that there's a flotation tank in the
Yeah,
middle of this
it does.
place.
Yeah. So it's a 5-minute walk away, and
Right.
yeah, obviously I'm going to that in a while. Big like all of the sports stars using it. Apparently, Tom Brady,
Yeah.
massive fan. Steph Curry, obviously he's one of the best basketballers in the NBA.
Yeah.
Huge fan. The former director of sports performance at Stanford University.
Oh.
Big fan.
Big.
So he was saying it's got a huge impact on recovery and performance. His name is Brandon Marcello, and helps calm down the sympathetic nervous system, which otherwise releases the stress-inducing hormone cortisol. Oh.
Jinx.
Jeez, did
Well,
you-
it is full of Epsom salts as well, isn't it?
yeah, so that's the big thing. So like, what is it was what I was wondering. And it's 6 to 12 inches of water.
That doesn't
with-
sound like much.
No, it doesn't. So we'll kind of see how that goes. With hundreds of pounds of Epsom salts.
Jesus.
Yeah, so the high salt content makes the water more dense. Here we are again.
Yeah.
Like, this is why Saturn would float. No,
Ah.
would it? Sink?
I
Float.
think
It
it
would float.
sink.
You
It
said
float.
sink, you got it wrong,
Oh.
which creates the buoyancy. The water's set to your skin temperature as well. So you're kind of
So
going
you
in.
kind of forget that it's touching you.
Yeah.
You're not getting cold, like.
No. So, like, you can't smell anything, you can't taste anything, you can't feel anything. It's almost like you're just floating in space. I think that's the whole, it's trying to just create that atmosphere of
Yeah.
floating,
Yeah, getting rid of your senses so that you relax.
getting rid of your heroin addiction,
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
pretty much. So, do you want to hear, guess some, so you need to guess one celebrity on the list here that uses it. One of these people you absolutely love.
Kim Kardashian.
No, but she's in a lot of funny movies that you like.
A lot of funny like not like Amy Schumer or something.
No.
She's in a lot of funny movies.
She
that
is
I
blonde.
Like.
She's in Bridesmaids.
She's blonde. Oh, Kristen Wiig. Is
Yeah.
it Kristen or Kirsten?
I always wonder that. I think I
Kristen
wrote down
Wiig.
Kristen, but I'm not sure. Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
That is a very random like celebrity endorsement.
yeah, she's
Kristen
one of them.
Wiig loves them.
Zac Efron, Russell Brand. Russell Brand's pretty smart. So it can't
Yeah.
all be bullshit. Emma Watson loves it. Jeff Bridges, the
Mm,
dude, the Big
the
Lebowski.
dude.
And then like loads of sports people. I mentioned Tom Brady, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Julian Edelman, 3-time Super Bowl champ. He
Ooh.
uses it 3 to 4 times per week during the season. Carl Lewis, the Olympic gold long jumper from 1988, he used it a lot as well. So like sports people talk about the whole like, oh, it's really good for recovery and all the rest. So it's supposed to be really, really good. Some of the things other websites said like helps recovery. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Reduces stress, anxiety, improves your sleep, reduces your blood pressure. I think the one thing that somewhere said is that most of the studies that talk about the health benefits have been pretty small. So there is
Okay.
that. So there's loads of people like writing on the internet saying, this is my experience and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I think a lot of people expect to hallucinate as well,
Yeah.
which I couldn't find anyone saying they hallucinate.
No, I couldn't find that either because that's something I was afraid of.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't like the idea of that.
But I just don't know how that would happen. Do you know? Like,
Yeah.
you're not ingesting anything. Like,
Yeah. I suppose because I saw someone being like, maybe, or someone was going to do it. And then they said, we haven't been without all those senses since we were in the womb. So I don't know how the human
Yeah.
brain will react.
that's right. I saw that.
So it's kind of like, that's maybe where some of the hallucination comes from because it's like so
yeah.
out of the ordinary for people. Like there isn't like a natural phenomenon that's like the equivalent to this. Sure, there's not. Like it's like floating in the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea, yeah.
at
yeah,
night,
I heard that. Yeah.
naked.
Well, that's the thing. I think in these things as well, there's a light that you can turn on or turn off. But like apparently it's so dark if you have it turned off that even if you open your eyes, it's like having your eyes closed. So it's
That's
complete darkness. yeah.
Fucking terrifying to me.
Yeah, but then you have these people that are like, do you know what?
Yeah, but you know I'm scared of the dark.
Oh, here's a specific study
Right.
from Dr. Justin S. Feinstein.
Oh, I know him well.
You do.
Yeah.
A 2018 study. He led a study on float tanks versus anxiety, which sounds like a court case.
Yeah.
His team found that a single 1 hour session in a flotation tank was capable of a significant reduction in anxiety and improvement in mood.
Oh, I wish you told me all this earlier so that I could have come and done the.
Yeah, but it'd be nice
flotation
alone
tank.
time for me. Like,
It will, yeah.
funny I had a clone just to leave here with me.
Yeah, 5 mini ones.
Yeah. Tanks really small. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else there was in there. Okay, so there was this other guy from labmuffin.com. Really like that
Yeah.
website name. He was sort of talking about the benefits, blah blah blah. He went on talking about the psychedelic drugs, but like he didn't have any experience like that. But he gave some tips, and he said, "Don't go in with open wounds
Oh yeah, I saw that popping up.
because it'll burn the shite out of your the salt will burn the shite out of your open wounds." He also said, "Don't get water in your eyes," and it just made me think of the whole snorkeling experience. That like fucking salt in your water, salty water in your eyes is
And that'll be extreme saltiness.
that'll be like 100 pounds
of Epsom
of
salt.
Epsom salts. Eat a light meal beforehand. You don't want to go in bloated.
Oh
Grand.
yeah, fair.
So you get earplugs apparently
Yeah,
because you'll get salty water into your ears.
yeah.
He said don't let the water into your ears because, well, it doesn't do any damage or anything, but it just dries in your ear the next day, and then all you can hear is just crackling
Oh yeah.
noises for the day. So that sounds crap. And then the last thing he said was squeegee the inside of the tank first. And I thought squeegee is just an annoying, stupid word that doesn't make any sense.
Squeegee is kind of like it kind of is the sound that it makes, though, isn't that?
Oh, I never really
Kyler.
I never really thought of that.
Yeah.
It just made me think of the word honkers, you know. People are like,
Honkers.
get down in your honkers.
Show me
Oh.
your knockers. Honkers reminds me of knockers.
Honkers, yeah. No, but you know what people, or maybe people say get down in your honkers? Honkers?
Honkers.
Get down in
I
your
don't
honkers.
know.
I fucking hate that.
Listen, that'll be next week. Should I bother getting down to my honkers?
Yeah. That's really good. So he said, look, make sure you scrape off the condensation from the inside of the tank before you light back, because otherwise you'll have cold drips coming down on your face and stuff.
Oh yeah, don't love the sound of that.
No. So there were some good tips. That was pretty much all of my research. A lot of people saying it's going to be really good. You're going to have very soft skin afterwards.
Oh,
So you better give me a few rubs. Yeah. And celebrities love it, and it's good for recovery. Last thing, when you're doing the actual booking of this place is called Indigo Float, and we'll again put this up on our Instagram page. They ask, what spiritual benefits are you seeking? That's the first thing they ask. And I was like,
ask that.
yeah, and I was like, experience lucidity, spark creativity, alter consciousness. It all sounds a bit like a load of bollocks. What mental benefits are you seeking? So like one of them, like things are like release stress, anxiety, experience relaxation. One of them was solve puzzles. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
So like if you're really struggling with a jigsaw and then
Yeah.
you go down, do a float, come back, and you're like,
the
I
missing
figured it
piece.
out.
Yeah. So I didn't really understand that. And then physical benefits, which is all I was really expecting to see.
Mm.
But yeah, one of them was observe biofeedback. which I've no fucking clue what that means.
I don't either.
How did your research go?
Oh, well, according to my research, this is just going to be the best fucking thing you've ever done.
Really?
Honestly.
That
like,
I've ever done?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so much good shit on the internet about this.
Yeah.
Like, and I kind of thought it might be like, oh, it's inconclusive, it's this, it's that. But no, there actually is a lot there. And
a lot of people rave about it, yeah.
a lot of people rave about it. And there is studies, maybe they're small, but there still is studies there.
Yeah, there's
you
still
know?
studies, yeah.
Like, there's still a lot done. So it's going to, I feel like it's going to be really beneficial. And there's some seriously big claims. One that I saw was floating in a tank for 1 hour is the equivalent to 6 hours of sleep.
What?
In terms of relaxing your body.
That's too big of a claim.
I don't know though, if you're really, really relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously, because when you're on the bed, you're still like lying against something. There's definitely still some kind of pressure on your body or your muscles or something. Whereas here there isn't. You can fully relax.
Yeah. Well, one of the things in that as well was the questionnaire or whatever it was, entered the, is it theta state? I'm not sure. But apparently that's the state that you're in when you're kind of not in between sleep, but you're kind of, you're lying in bed and you're just falling asleep.
Yeah.
But you're still kind of awake. So you're still aware of things that are going on, but
yeah.
you're kind of in this, that's called the theta state, I think. You're kind of in this state of kind of awareness, but you're nearly asleep.
Yeah.
So that's apparently the feeling that you have when you've been lying there for a while.
Ah, okay.
And I think you were right as well. I was going to book this for 1 o'clock in the day, but you were right. Do it close to bed.
Yeah, because I feel like you get more benefit from it then, that it might help with your sleep and everything.
Yeah.
Like, give you a better sleep.
Probably record the how we got on as the next part tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Just to see how was that sleep.
The only thing is, well, we can't talk about it whenever you're done, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, you interrupted me. Can I get back to my research? Please?
Yeah.
I spent hours.
You did in your fucking hole. Like,
this.
you probably spent 10
God.
minutes. Like.
Anyway, back to this. One study found, I know it's probably really boring to hear on a podcast, but anyway, one study found that competitive archers who floated for 45 minutes before shooting arrows generally shot those arrows better than archers who did not.
The word generally in there makes me feel like
so vague, isn't it?
This isn't.
I just thought that was funny. It's like generally shot those.
Yeah.
It's like it should have been like 9 times out of 10 did better than. No, generally kind of did.
Yeah.
But yeah, with my research, my brain kind of was like, well, can anything go wrong? Is there any risks? Whatever. It did say who shouldn't do it. And it's like people with open wounds, people with claustrophobia, or people who are claustrophobic. Yeah. Now, that was only on WebMD. So what did they know?
What the fuck did they know?
Also, I wondered, can you fall asleep in the tank? Is it safe to fall asleep because it's water?
Yeah.
And everything I found said, yeah, it's virtually impossible to roll over because the water is so dense. You can't just, it'd actually be really hard to flip over.
Okay.
And someone said, if on the very off chance you flipped over and like you fell asleep, the water is so salty that it would just sting the fuck out of your eyes and wake you up instantly.
You're rolling into a world of pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But apparently it's not actually possible even if you try. Okay. So that's what these are the worrying things that come through my head.
Yeah.
Also, it's filled with Epsom salts and it's good for your muscles.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good for your muscles.
Really good. Like, that's what kept popping up. I thought it was more of like a mental health kind of people looking to get a bit trippy. But no, everything kept coming up being like, it's so good for recovery, so good for easing muscle tension and pain. And that seems to be the main reason around using the flotation tank. From what I could find. But yeah, it sounds like you kind of go into like a meditative state. Meditative state. So really good for your mental health. Everything was saying like eases stress, eases anxiety. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, but I'm locked in a tank.
So I don't know if you're
that will raise. No, you're not locked.
You can get out at any time.
You can get out
if you can get off.
Yeah, why couldn't you get off?
I don't know.
Now I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, now I'm nervous as if I have to fucking go do it now. How annoying am I?
You're fucking so annoying.
But yeah, that's the thing. I love that you have to go in the nip.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's gonna be it's gonna be kind of weird.
Homer and Lisa were swimming dogs.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Not in the version I saw.
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go do it.
I think I'm going to be so jealous when you
I
come
think you are
out.
as well. But
I'm
you
going
can
to be
do it.
so
Like
jealous.
we're
But
5 minutes up the road.
I
so,
need if I'm doing it though, I need to go in and be like, here, can I get out at any moment? Like if I just want to do it for 5 minutes, can I get out then?
yeah.
And then if they say
Well,
yeah,
like-
then I'll feel better.
Let's go up and.
Oh no, I hope I'm getting in today.
Well, no, but we can ask him when we get there.
Yeah, okay. I just need you to do it and be okay.
Yeah.
And then
What happens if I never return?
oh, shut up! Touch wood. That's desperate.
Well, it'll be fine.
But anyway, let's end it on not such a stressful
No,
worry
this is
note.
gonna be class. I can't wait.
You're buzzing.
All right, so off I go. I've got 20 minutes. It's gonna
Off
happen
you go.
in 20
Are
minutes.
you gonna I don't know, prepare shave your legs, nothing.
Yeah, put on tan.
Yeah.
All those things. No, I'm just gonna fucking.
I'd say go in your shorts, like your swimming shorts, just in case you feel like wearing them. Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna be taking a video for Instagram, so
I should probably go in swimming shorts just in case they're like, oh no, you don't go in the knit.
You're walking in the front door,
yeah.
butt naked.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll put on swimming shorts then.
Just in case.
Anyway, when you hear us again, we'll be talking all about.
And we're
how
not
this
allowed
went.
to talk about it until we record.
No, how about we just don't talk until
Oh, okay,
tomorrow.
perfect. Love that.
Fucking
Love that.
lovely. Yeah, peace and quiet.
Oh, right. Shut your face. Hi.
And we're back.
The next day,
We're back in the prison.
I have never been so excited to record the podcast before.
Because
I am
why?
fucking buzzing.
Why is this one that you're so excited about?
Because I don't know, I'm just so curious. And yesterday, obviously we recorded and then Gary went to the flotation thing. And at the end, he just walked out and I was like, well, and he just goes, we'll talk about it tomorrow on the podcast. And I was like, no,
Oh,
even though
cliffhanger.
he was right. And I knew that's what we wanted to do. But
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I am dying to know.
The main reason I wanted to do that is because of all this, like, oh, you'll have a great sleep and blah, 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 and recovery
Yeah.
and whatever.
You
So I just
wanted
wanted
to
to see,
sleep
like,
first.
well, is that the case? So.
Yeah. Can we tell people about what it looked like when we
Oh,
walked in?
yeah. Like, we're going to put this up as well on Instagram so you can kind of see what it is. But
I took a
expectations.
video.
expectations versus reality,
So different.
completely different. I was
Completely
expecting to walk in and see one of those, like, big white, are they, like
Yeah.
big white kind of coffin
Tank.
shaped tank things?
Yeah, and kind of like a purple or blue light, and you pull down the lid.
Yeah.
I was expecting that because I just thought that's what these things
That's
are.
what they look like, yeah,
Yeah.
but no, not this
Not
one. And I thought there'd be
even
more than one.
close.
So we walk in the door,
Oh,
Thai woman there. She was nice enough. I mean, she didn't really give us much, and showed me in, have a shower, grand, and then she said you just go into the room. So she showed me the room.
I
you
came
saw
as
the
well,
room. Yes,
and
you
I
recorded
recorded
this. Oh man. Like I looked at this thing and thought, well, first of all, it looked like a spaceship because it's like this
Yeah.
big kind of
It's just
triangular
like
thing.
a pyramid,
Yeah, like a pyramid.
but it was copper.
No, it was actually plastic.
Oh, it looked copper.
Yeah, it looked
Like
kind of
from the
copper.
outside.
Yeah,
It looked
and
kind
they
of
also
copper
had those
bronze
weird like space lights over it.
around the room. Yeah.
So first looked at it and I thought this is fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Like I was expecting this clean for some weird. I thought it'd be like a weird futuristic sterile room with this kind of
no.
big white pot. Not at all.
Not at all. I was so freaked out. I was like, this is like, because you were saying it's going since the 70s and John Lennon and whatever used to do it. And I was like, this is where he did it in this one. This is that fucking old.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
ancient
Oh
looking.
well, when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, spaceship, really dark room, weird.
Yeah.
When I had the shower and went to get into it, then I
Yeah.
noticed the hatch. So you had to like pull the hatch down, and I
Oh.
felt like I was getting into a combination of an incinerator or
Yeah.
a gas chamber. I was like,
Yeah.
this is I'm closing myself into my death here.
I can't believe you went through with it.
I know.
I actually cannot believe it because when I was looking at it, I was like, I wanted to be like, you can back out. Like, it's fine. We'll find another place. It was that bad.
Yeah.
And then I was saying to you, like, just leave the door open. It's fine. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
because it was this tiny little hatch
it was horrible. The
that you had
hatch.
to climb into. And I was like, how would you find the hatch again
But
from the inside?
Exactly. That was also troubling. But I'll talk about that in a second. But it was the fact that you couldn't see inside it that I kind of thought, I don't know what's in there.
Yeah,
it's
you
just,
couldn't
you're just
see
looking
in.
into a dark hole
Yeah.
that's closed by a hatch in this weird room.
Yeah, and I was like flashing the light, the flash off the camera, and you still couldn't see in.
It was
That's how
fucking so
dark it
weird.
was.
So got into the hatch anyway.
Oh
bollock
well,
naked.
okay, this is where we left each other. So I filmed you getting in,
Yeah.
and then it closed, and that was the last we spoke of it.
And that was it. So I'd say, obviously you've no concept of time. So I don't know how long I was sitting there panicking.
Oh no!
No, I mean, like, I wasn't in kind of like, I wasn't actually, fucking rustling around in the water being like, shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, just so many thoughts being like, this is the darkest place I've ever been. Like, not mentally, but like, physically. And I read one of those articles in the research, like, it is as dark when you open your eyes, and it is. And it was actually uncomfortable to have my eyes open because it was like, this is eerily dark. It's weird. You can't hear anything, you can't see anything, you can't smell anything.
Oh my
God. The whole way through I was thinking Steph would hate this.
Oh,
Steph would absolutely hate this. I really did so many times. And like, there was one of those articles we talked about, the woman was like, oh, just after 10 minutes everything just floated around, it was lovely, all my worries are gone. Bullshit. Like,
bullshit.
well, not for me anyway. Maybe it was because it was my first time,
and maybe it was because of the state of the thing that you had to climb into. Like, it might be different if you're going into a room and you're like, this feels more comfortable and clean.
It didn't feel like I was getting
modern.
into safety.
No, it didn't.
At any moment I was expecting to turn the incinerator on, and that was the end of me.
Yeah.
So
that was horrendous.
It was really odd.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason you kind of have those, like, do you know those thoughts you have when you're a child and you're like, there's a monster under the bed, or like someone's gonna catch me.
Yeah.
I had those kind of feelings that it's like any minute now someone's just gonna grab me by the ankle. Like, it's like, I can't see anything in here.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is in here, and I didn't get to see before I got into it. The whole like, there's a light inside if you need it. No, not
there
in this
was
one.
no light.
Not in this one at all. I found out at the end there was a water bottle in it, which for what reason I don't know. Because at the end, well, actually, I'll talk about the end in a minute, but the whole experience itself, I probably spent the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, really hard to know, trying to settle into it.
Yeah.
Just being like, this is so odd. And another panicky thought that I had was, do you know when you're like, I was going to say, do you know when you're in a box and you're trying to breathe? Yeah, of course. I don't know, when you're in like you're in just a tight space, and I got conscious of the fact that, like, there's no air supply in here.
Yeah.
It's just me breathing in my own breath. Like, it's it was just so weird. I was like, I could die in here. I just felt like I could die. It just felt like not safe from the start. And I did think
that's awful.
After about 10 minutes, maybe I will get out. Maybe I'll say this is just too much.
Yeah, I was just going to say to you, did you consider getting out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I so see that. I think as well, had it been one of the more modern tanks, the lid would have been up and you would have been able to see inside clearly first.
Yeah.
I think not being able to see into it had a massive impact.
Huge impact. Yeah, it really did. It was such a weird experience, and like, eventually settled into it.
Right.
Like, because you're just really lying back, and one thing I noticed was that I was starting to get kind of a pain in my neck because it was like I was nearly trying to kind of keep my head up or something. Yeah. But the more you just kind of lie back into it, the easier it becomes, and eventually you're kind of lying there like you're properly floating.
Yeah.
And I was thinking as well, because the whole idea that you just stop having these racing thoughts, that just wasn't it for me. Cause I was still thinking of just random shite was coming into my head, like.
Yeah.
And I was thinking they probably only use like 6 to 12 inches of water, because how much salt would you need if it was like 6 feet of water?
Yeah,
so,
true.
Anyway, stupid thoughts.
Oh yeah, so shit like that was
shit like that. Yeah,
head,
like, it's like it wasn't that.
It wasn't as profound
no,
as expected.
Not at all. Now, it was kind of like the whole experience itself was kind of like, it is like when you're lying in bed and when you're trying to sleep. But I think I was in that mindset of like, I expect this to be really, really relaxing, so I want to get to that point.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you're lying in bed being like, I really want to have a good night's sleep.
And then
your mind is racing.
Yeah, then it's not happening.
So I would say probably for 10 to 20% of the whole experience, I was in that moment of kind of when you stop, your mind stops racing,
Yeah.
and then you're really just lying there, nearly falling asleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was, like not asleep, but like just that kind of like you're kind of, there's thoughts going through your head, but you're not really sure what the thoughts are. You're not really focused on them. That kind of when you're
they're
drifting
just
off
kind of
to sleep.
floating around. Yeah, getcha.
So that was kind of nice. And it also felt like floating there for a while, when you're kind of stuck in the same position, that it kind of felt like I was lying on the ground. So I had to kind of move my feet to be like, oh yeah, there's no ground under me.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that was really strange. So
you just don't have any concept that you're in water after a while.
you don't, and it takes you a while to get used to it as well, because when you're lying into it, I don't know, is it just those whatever it is in your ears that help you to balance and stuff, but it felt like there's something moving me in the tank here, because it's kind of like you're lying back, but you feel like you're rocking even though you're not. So that was really weird. Every now and again, because you would be kind of floating side to side, and it's not that big of a thing, but every now and again your head might touch off the thing. You're like, oh Jesus, what the fuck is that? Who is that? Go away.
Oh my God.
So it's not nice touching off the side of the thing.
No, that must be scary.
After a while, it did feel like it. After a while, it felt like safety, because you're kind of like, it's really just me in here.
You're like, I've gotten this far and I'm okay.
And that's what I did think after the 10 minutes of like, will I get out? I thought, I might never do this again. So I'm just going to try and enjoy it.
What point of thinking, or what train of thought were you at when I interrupted?
Oh, I was only starting to ease into it then. You dick. And I didn't know, was it you or was it one? Because obviously I have earplugs in. So I just heard, and then knocks on the thing. I was like, what? Yeah, I'm grand.
I was so
what were you
worried.
Thinking, like,
I was really worried sitting out there, because I was just like, oh, that is just, I don't like the look of that at all.
No.
What if he's trying to get our attention? He can't. And then I just heard this shout, this kind of like, like someone like maybe just kind of aggressively stretching or yawning. It's just like, oh fuck, sorry.
Yeah, no.
I really thought it was you, and I was just like, I'll never be able to forgive myself if I actually heard him shouting for help, and I did nothing.
What was the worst case?
I know there was a lobster in there that pinched your toe. I don't know.
That was the worst case. Yeah.
I don't know, that there was just some man sitting in the corner of the tank when you got in, ready to kill you.
It was the guy from down here. Like, hey, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Oh, hey, Stephanie.
Yeah. Sorry, go on anyway. So I interrupted you.
You interrupted me when I was probably just getting into it. Like things were starting to get. I was starting to ease into this.
Well, that was about. I think that was 20 minutes in.
Was it 20 minutes?
Yeah.
In? Okay, right.
Yeah.
You knew what time it was.
Because I knew what time it was. Yeah,
okay,
that was about 20. Yeah, I think 20 minutes into the whole experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like loads of random thoughts throughout the whole thing. Like, didn't really have this whole like, oh man, this is so relaxing. I tried to do like meditating, kind of breathing, focus on your breath and whatever. But part of meditating is just focus on the weight of your body. And you're completely missing that. Like you've nothing to kind of ground yourself at all. So
yeah, it's not really. You can't really meditate in there. It's kind of a different sensation.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like you're just floating in space?
Well, like, how do you know? I mean,
yeah, I suppose. But like, what does it feel like?
I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just. It does feel like when you're floating on top of the pool, but except you don't need to. I kind of think to be able to float on the top of the pool, I need to breathe in and hold my breath.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of buoyant or whatever. But I didn't have to do that. It's just you're just lying. It feels like when you're lying still long enough, it feels like you're kind of lying on the ground.
Yeah.
But there's just no weight whatsoever. It's just you really are just floating. But the floating isn't the weirdest part. The weirdest part is just the darkness and the silence. That's really
like. Can
weird.
you hear like? Does it sound like the water is kind of? Can you hear the water? No.
No, but I did fart once. And you could hear just the bubbles go blop, blop. So I could hear that. But that's the only time there was any noise through the whole thing. And then also I was thinking, like, surely everyone farts in here. So am I just like lying in a puddle of salty farts?
Yeah, speaking of that, how often do you think they change the water?
Yeah, I really don't know. And when I was in getting a shower before and after, there's a big, massive net in there, like a huge net.
Like,
I don't know, like why does a net need to be that big?
like a fishing net.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a net that could fit a small person in. So, like, do they ever have to fish people out?
Oh, oh God!
Like
Oh,
the room's
no.
not that big, so no, they definitely don't. But like, what could they be like? Why do you need a net that big? What are you
know,
fishing out
yeah.
of there? Like,
I don't know.
so anyway, I don't know how often they change the water. And the
I'd
water
say
was.
never.
I would say
Looking at the
fucking
place,
very
I'd
rarely.
say very.
Now, in
rarely.
fairness, like really salty water, nothing can live about that. But that was another thought that I was having, where it's like, is nothing alive in the Dead Sea then? Like, is everything actually dead?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any fish hurting in the
No,
Dead
there
Sea.
mustn't be.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know either. But yeah, so you are kind of lying there just having stupid thoughts, like you would be if you were just lying
Trying
in
to
bed
go
at
to
home
sleep,
trying to go
yeah.
to sleep. Yeah.
So like, just save your money and get into bed.
I think it is worth the experience. One thing that I did want to really see was, well, actually, to finish off the experience, so lay there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It ended with, so she said to me, did you hear how it ended?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think it was the Nutcracker, was it?
Is that the Nutcracker?
But
No,
it was like, it was weird because you're kind of lying there, you finally get to this point of being relaxed, and then all of a sudden you hear this thing from a horror movie.
Yeah.
It sounded like one of those music boxes where you
It
twist
did.
the thing.
That was it.
And then it was through like an intercom or something in a haunted school. I don't know
Oh
what
my
it was.
God, that was it. The whole chamber thing you were in was straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah, it was.
And then to hear that while you're in there.
To hear that, and then after that, you're like, where the fuck is the door? How do I get out of here?
Oh,
How do I get
no.
out of here? So you're just like, I was just rubbing my hand along the entire wall, not being able to see anything.
Really?
Yeah, but like, how
You
else
didn't know
was
where it was?
No, of course I didn't know where it was. I didn't know what position it was facing, whatever. So I had to just rub all the walls to try and find. That's when I found the water bottle and thought, what the fuck is the point in this? And then found the door, and finally I was out. I was safe.
That's awful.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even count how many times I thought to myself, you would absolutely hate this.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Just too dark, and it was claustrophobic. Just the lack of fresh air as well was like, it was a bit intense. Like, I would try it again.
In a proper one,
in a
one
different
not
one.
from the 1920s. I couldn't think of like what's long ago.
Yeah.
Oh God, would it help though? It's kind of exposure therapy to get over claustrophobia in a way.
I would say so.
The
yeah.
most exposing exposure therapy you could possibly fucking do.
It is like, but you just like anything, you just get used to it. Like it was.
I hope talking about this isn't like there isn't someone listening to this that's getting panicked by hearing this, because I think I would be.
Yeah.
If I was listening to
maybe. Like, I mean, I think if I had advice for someone that wants to try it, I would say, before you pay, go to the place and look at what the thing
and
looks like.
see what it looks like,
Yeah,
or try to find
because
it on the website or something.
Like you'll see on our Instagram this like I swear I'm not being dramatic here.
No,
like this
not at
is-
all. It's straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah,
like.
it felt like it was out of a horror movie.
Yeah, it was like you were getting into a submarine or something.
Yeah,
as
the
well,
hatch.
wasn't
It was just the hatch. That was the weirdest thing. Like I thought it'd be a door or something, but like
No,
this
it was
little
this little
hatch.
hatch.
Weird.
Yeah.
It really felt like I just a death box. I was just getting into a death
Oh,
box.
yeah, because the last thing you said to me was just like, just feel like I'm just going towards my death here. I was like,
Yeah, of course.
oh my God.
Yeah.
And you wonder why I had to go check on you.
Yeah, fair actually. Yeah. But the big thing I wanted to see then, all the things that we talked about,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, great for what did we even say
Sleep,
again? Yeah,
your
sleep, your
muscles,
muscles, all of that sort of stuff.
Anxiety, everything.
Yeah, and like I actually had a weird sleep. I fell asleep straight away. Like
Straight
I don't
away,
think.
you were conked.
Yeah, and that was class. That doesn't often happen.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
But then I did wake up once or twice, and I think it was because I went to sleep with the expectation of, oh, I'm gonna fall asleep now. I'm gonna have a class 8 or 9
Yeah,
hours, and then I'm gonna wake up early and have a great day.
Yeah.
And I think as a result of that, my body clock was a bit like, oh, well, you need to be up early then. Okay, we'll make sure you're up early.
Just waking you up.
Yeah,
kind
and then
of,
it was
yeah.
like 4 or 5 or something that I woke up.
And you're
with.
waking up being like, did I have a class sleep yet?
Yeah. Have I? Do I feel really well rested? So,
How do your muscles feel?
oh, massive. Like
Massive.
Yeah. No, they feel like, I mean, they feel a little bit, because obviously we went to the gym a lot this week in this fitness street or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, they feel grand, but then I wonder, would they feel grand? Would they feel like this if I didn't do the thing? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Mine are sore.
Yours are, yeah, well,
Yeah.
mine are a bit sore, but not, I suppose I'm not crippled in pain.
Yeah,
like, you
so
know,
that probably
maybe it
did
help.
help.
Yeah.
I'm fairly crippled, like. Oh, wild.
It was weird,
Absolutely fucking
But
wild. I can't
clearly-
wait to show people the picture,
I know,
the video
yeah,
of it.
it's so odd.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we'll tag the Companeer page as well.
Yeah. It's not a surprise that Joe Rogan was fucking lying about.
I don't know if he was lying, because I would try this again.
Yeah, I think it's probably the kind of thing that you need to do more than once, because the
Yeah.
first time's obviously such a weird experience.
Really weird.
Your brain needs to relax and be like, I'm safe.
Yeah,
This is safe.
that was it.
Because you're not really going to get much benefits out of it when
No.
you're so scared.
And I think the thing is as well, and maybe this is kind of part of the process, but you realize you're forcing yourself. Like, I was really forcing myself to be like, okay, right, I need to relax. This needs to be relaxing now. Quick, relax.
That doesn't work.
And then,
like.
yeah, you kind of struggle a bit. So I'd say the first time, that's how it feels. That's just how it's going to feel. Because you're like, I'm
Yeah.
expecting this to be the most relaxing experience ever.
Exactly.
And then-
Especially after all the research we had just talked
Yeah,
about before you went
exactly.
in.
So I was expecting to walk out a new person. And I walked
Yeah.
out actually the same person. Just
Hmm.
glad to be alive. And
Oh my god.
I did have a fairly good sleep. My muscles aren't too sore
Yeah.
today. So like there probably
Yeah.
is benefits in it. I do it in a different place next time. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad I did it. 100% glad I did it.
Nice.
So should you bother doing it, I would say, yeah, you should definitely try this.
in a more modern tank.
Probably in a more modern tank.
Yeah.
Like suss out the place first. But yeah, I mean, I also thought like during it, athletes do this 3 to 4 times a week. Like, I mean,
Jesus Christ.
not all athletes, like, but
Just
like
the people
like
you were
Steph Curry
researching.
and people that we mentioned. It's like,
Fucking hell.
it's a weird. I'd imagine they're in a much nicer one,
Yeah.
obviously, somewhere.
Definitely.
It's kind of an intense thing to do 3 to 4 times a week. I think it's like
Yeah.
like it seems like it shouldn't be intense, but it's a really weird thing to be without any of your senses in a way.
Yeah.
That's just so odd. So I'd say for that alone, definitely try it just to see how it is. You probably get more benefit out of it, like everything, from doing it more than once.
Do you think I should try it?
I think you should try it, but not in that place. Like, do
oh,
not try it in that place.
fucking! You actually couldn't pay me to get into that.
What if I paid you like 50 grand?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I knew you'd cave. I even went too high.
Yeah,
I'd say you do it for
okay.
10 grand. Like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would.
would you do it for 2 grand?
I would.
How easily it turned
100%,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like I'd have to spend the 2 grand on intense therapy then for all the fucking panic.
Yeah. Floatation therapy too. Just really
I think
intense.
it'd be better if you could turn on all the lights in there, get a flashlight into the tank,
Yeah, but that's.
and have a look around
Oh yeah. Okay. First.
first.
Yeah.
Like in the other ones where you could just open the lid and there's a light on in them and you can just see inside. That's completely different.
Completely different. Yeah.
to this. But
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I am so happy to finally have heard about that. Oh my god, I was just like, I don't know if this is gonna have been the best thing ever or the worst thing ever or what
it was.
you're
It
gonna
was
say.
like it was neither. Like it wasn't. It was.
was
It was
just-
very much in between. Like I think all of those studies and that kind of hyped it up to be
yeah,
the best thing for you, and it was like.
I think I
actually-
literally said that as well. This could be the best thing you've ever done.
yeah. So it was grand. Like I would do it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
okay.
would advise people try it, and I think you should try it.
I
just
would
somewhere
actually try it in a normal tank after hearing all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
After
You're
you-
a tank.
I am a fucking tank. But after you doing it and living to tell the tale, and if you can get through it in one of those, I feel like the next time will be a piece of piss.
Should be.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Let's see.
Well done.
It'd be great now. I just wish we could just get a recording of the music they play at the end, because holy fuck, that is.
We could drive down to the. What a weird request. We can't do that.
No.
We can't do that. That'd be
Yeah,
so
I
fucking
know.
weird.
Anyway,
Terrifying.
that's it for this week. Next
Yes.
week we're going to be
Should I
discussing
Gratitude.
gratitude. Make sure you have an attitude for gratitude.
Oh, love
I heard
that.
people saying that, and I hate it.
I fucking hate it.
So
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about the benefits of gratitude, which all of, again, those people who seem to have their life sorted out.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's every time I look at social media and people are like, "Oh my God, are you depressed? Are you this? Are you that? Have you tried being grateful?" It's like, oh my God, no, I haven't actually.
No, I haven't. But
So
fuck you.
I'm gonna actually try, because I presume it does. I presume now it won't have a big impact on my life. That's what I think, but I could be completely wrong, because I'm saying that without having tried it.
Yeah.
I've tried it very briefly at different times
just
in my
when.
life.
Oh, we're actually going into the episode now.
I
so
know,
let's save
but this time I'm going to fully. I'm already have fully committed to it.
Oh,
So let's see.
okay. Let's see if we're different people after
Let's
that.
see next week.
So join us next week. Thanks again for listening. If you haven't
thank
subscribed
you.
yet,
Follow us on
on
Instagram.
well, not even Instagram.
On like Spotify or wherever.
Spotify, Apple,
Yeah.
Stitcher, whatever you listen to.
Because that way you're notified straight away whenever there's a new episode.
which is every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Thank you for listening, and speak to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.